Kumar Pal stand before you with a topic, Development in the Era of Liberalization. It is found in +3 5th semester DSE paper 2 and the name of the paper is Development Process and Social Movements in Contemporary India. But before I discuss development in the era of liberalization, I want to inform my viewers that my channel number is @Dilip Kumar Pal 975. Never forget, if you search this channel in Google or YouTube, you will get bilingual videos, both English and Odia, of +3 first semester to 6th semester Political Science Honours, +3 first semester to 5th semester Ethics and Values, from +3 first semester to 2nd semester Political and General Elective, and videos of +3 first semesters Environmental Studies, and some videos of +2 first year and +2 second year videos relating to Political Science. And I request my viewers, any topic you want, any video you want, just write my name Dilip Kumar Pal and the name of the topic in YouTube or Google. You will get bilingual videos, both Odia and English. Let us start. Development in the era of liberalization. When in India, liberalization process was introduced, what developments were observed? What developments were made? Let us start. After the achievement of Indian independence, to achieve quick economic progress, mixed economic system was adopted, which is the mixture of merits of capitalist economic system and socialist economic system. When India got independence on 15th August 1947, to make quick economic progress of the country, mixed economic system was introduced, which was the mixture of merits of capitalist economic system and merits of socialist economic system. But towards the end of 1980s and in the beginning of 1990s, India met with economic crisis. India confronted with some economic crisis like decrease in foreign exchange reserve, unable to repay loan borrowed from abroad, price rise, etc. So, to solve economic crisis, India borrowed $7 billion from World Bank with some conditions to introduce liberalization in the economic system of the country, like remove trade restrictions from import and export, reduce role of government in trade, open all areas for private sector, etc. So, new economic policy NEP was introduced where reforms were brought in the economy in the name of liberalization. When India got independence on 15th August 1947, at the time to make quick economic progress, mixed economic system was introduced, which was the mixture of merits of capitalist economic system and merits of the socialist economic system. By mixed economic system, India developed a lot. But towards the end of 1980s and the beginning of 1990s, some economic crisis came to scene, or India met with some economic crisis like price rise, decrease in foreign exchange reserve, then inability of India to repay loan which were borrowed from abroad. So, to face those economic crises, India borrowed $7 billion from World Bank with a condition that India should introduce principles of liberalization. Like, India should not have restrictions on import and export, minimum role of government in trade, and open up all areas of the economy for the private sectors. On that conditions, India got loan from World Bank. And after receiving the loan in 1991, India introduced NEP, New Economic Policy. And in the New Economic Policy, India introduced some reforms in the country in the name of liberalization. So what reforms were made? Reforms of liberalization. Through liberalization, what reforms were made in India? Number one, deregulation of industrial sector. Before 1991, there was industrial license system under which there were restrictions in the field of establishment of industries, closing of units, government control on their price and production. But after 1991, industrial license system was abolished in all sectors except a few sectors like defense, explosives, etc. Almost all sectors are open for private persons to make investment. So first reform was deregulation of industrial sector. Prior to 1991, government was regulating industrial sector. Whenever a factory will have to be established, permission of the government was necessary. If the factory will be closed, permission of the government will be necessary. What will be the prices of the commodity? What will be the production? For everything, government regulation was there. But after 1991, there was deregulation of industrial sector. Means there was no need to get permission of government to open up an industry, except some few sectors like atomic energy, defense, drugs. Almost all sectors were open for all. Means there was no control of government over any type of industries. So there was deregulation of industrial sector. Number two, financial sector reform. Some reforms were made in the financial sector. What reforms were made? Before 1991, RBI, Reserve Bank of India, was acting as regulator over financial institutions and banks. Before 1991, RBI, Reserve Bank of India, was a regulator for banks and financial institutions. RBI decides rate of interest to be fixed by bank, their power to open account, their power to open branch, limit of cash with them, etc. But after 1991, banks were given power to take financial decisions without consulting RBI. Even they can make loan from abroad and open new branches. Some reforms were made in the financial sector. What reforms were made? Before 1991, RBI was a regulator over banks and financial institutions. It was regulating banks and financial institutions. How much banks will have money with them, when they will open branch, when they will make loan, everything will be decided by the RBI. So RBI was regulating the banks. It was a regulator. But after 1991, banks were given freedom. They can take financial decisions without consulting RBI. They can open branches. They can make loans from abroad. So financial institutions, including banks, they were given full power to take any decision without consulting the RBI, Reserve Bank of India. It was another reform. Number three, tax reforms. Some reforms were made in the tax. After 1991, steps were taken to reduce the amount of taxes on income tax and corporation tax. So it leads to no tax evasion. Prior to 1991, there was high tax on income tax, there was high rate of tax on income and on corporation. So there were tax evasions, people were cheating. But after 1991, it was decided to reduce the amount of tax on income of people and income of corporation. By this, the tax evasion or tax cheating, where it was decided to reduce rate of tax on income people and income of the corporations. To solve the problem of tax evasion, then tax system was made simplified. Tax system was simplified. Tax system was made simplified. It was another reform. Then steps were taken to bring reform in indirect tax on commodities to make their price equal in the entire country. Steps were taken to bring some reforms on indirect tax, means tax on commodity. Some reforms were made in the field of indirect tax. by which there will be same type of prices of commodities all over the country. Number 4, foreign exchange reform. Some reforms were made in the foreign exchange. In 1991, rupee was devalued against foreign currency to attract foreign exchange to country. And determination of rupee value is made free from government control. In 1991, it was decided to devalue the value of rupee. By this, more and more foreign currency will be attracted towards India and more foreign currency will come to India. And it was decided that government will have no role to determine the value of rupee. It will be decided by the market. The value of rupee will be decided on the basis of market, on the basis of the demand and supply. So the government will not determine the value of the rupee. Rather, value of rupee, government will not have any control. It will be based on the market. And another decision was taken to reduce the value of rupee. By this, more and more foreign currency will come and foreign exchange reserve of country will be increased. Now 5, trade and investment policy reform. Trade and investment policy reform. After 1991, steps were taken to remove restriction on import and export. Foreign investment, entering of foreign technologies. By this, local industries can be efficient by using modern technologies and more foreign currencies will be in the country. Another reform was made in the field of trade and investment. It was decided to remove all type of restrictions on trade, foreign investment and entering of foreign technologies. When it was decided to remove all type of restrictions on foreign investment, entering of foreign currencies, evolution of restriction on trade, more and more foreign currencies came to India and more foreign technologies came to India. By this, local industries use modern technologies and they become efficient. 6, abolition of quantitative restriction on import. Prior to 1991, there was quantitative restriction on import and there was high tariff on import. But steps were taken to remove totally quantitative restriction on import. To encourage Indian industries to compete with foreign industries in the global market. In 1991, it was decided to abolish quantitative restriction on import. It was decided to remove all type of restriction from import. And there will not be high tariff on import. By this, foreign goods came to India, and when foreign goods came to India, Indian companies, local industries started to compete with them and they become more efficient than before. So these are all the reforms in the field of liberalization. Now see, developments made in the country after liberalization. What developments were made in the country after liberalization? Number 1, effects of liberalization or development of liberalization. Number 1, by removing restriction from foreign trade and investment, more foreign currencies came to India. In 1991, inward remittances means foreign currencies entering to country was 10% in 1990, but 10% of GDP. But it increased to 20% of GDP. In 1991, the first development was that when restriction on import and export were removed, restriction from foreign trade were removed, restriction on foreign investments were removed, more and more foreign currency came to India. So in 1990, the inward remittances means entering of foreign currency to the country. In 1990, it was 10% of GDP, and later on it became 20% of GDP. So more and more foreign currency came to India. Number 2, Due to evolution of restrictions, Indian enterprises developed a feeling of competition with foreign companies. Due to evolution of restrictions on foreign trade, more and more foreign companies came to India. Due to evolution of restrictions, Indian enterprises developed a feeling of competition with foreign company. So Tata, Reliance, HLL, Hindustan Latex Limited, Infosys, etc. are now able to compete in the global market. Another development was that due to evolution of restriction in the field of trade, evolution of restriction in the field of import-export, evolution of restriction in foreign investment, foreign companies came to India. So Indian companies started to compete with them. So Indian company developed a feeling of competition. So due to this spirit of competition, Tata, Infosys, HLL, Hindustan Latex Limited, Reliance, now they are able to compete with foreign companies and they are now competing in the global market. They become global company. Now 3, due to new economic policy, there is 4% rise in standard of living of people per year. Due to liberalization, due to new economic policy, there is 4% rise in standard of living of people per year. Due to new economic policy, there is 4% rise in standard of living of people per year. Today, 100 million people of India earn 2 lakhs to 10 lakh per year. Due to new economic policy, now in India, more than 100 million people, about 100 million people, they earn 2 lakhs to 10 lakhs per year. It is another development. Finally, due to rise in foreign currency deposits, in the country, India now do not depend on the foreign aid. It has a sound wondrous condition which enhanced India's prestige in the world. Due to new economic policy, Indian foreign exchange reserve increased, so India now do not depend on foreign aid. Due to its sound economic condition, India has greater prestige in the world today. So in this video, I discussed development in the era of liberalization. I request my viewers to subscribe my channel and aware of your friends to subscribe my channel so some students will be benefited. A little help to anybody is a great help to all. Thank you. Have a good day.